Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, chapters 75 and 76. They both came out, I think, at the same time last night, so we're doing them both in a bit of a double feature here. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, Nagi was sort of emotionally overcome after Ai's confession. Just the idea that a girl would confess to him left him kind of stunned. And then he got kind of nervous that Erika and Sachi would sort of rat that out to Hiro, and so he decided to tell it to Hiro himself, also to maybe get to see Hiro flustered, which wasn't quite what happened. Hiro was chopping watermelons for this festival tomorrow, and she sort of turned back with the cleaver covered in watermelon juice, talking about how good a murder weapon the knife would make. It was a funny little bit. And then Hiro invited Nagi and Ai to the summer festival the next day, which, we'll see how all that turns out right now. In 75th Foul, we all match. Our picture here is of Erika in a bunch of, this weird kind of penguin mascot gear. She's wearing, a t-shirt with a penguin in a Santa hat. The vibe I get is a little King DDD, not Count DDD, but obviously not really DDD. But we see a plush version. She's wearing Crocs of the guy. It's a lot. Anyway, Hiro invited him to the summer festival, but he can't stop thinking about the murder weapon. And I'm assuming he's talking to Erika and Sachi with this poster of the poster of the festival. A death threat? Exactly. Seigawa-san wants to kill Ai-chan. Yeah, it's just a joke, man. And Erika sort of snaps, "What the heck happened?" And we have the little blurb on the side, Nog intimidated, a kind of portmanteau of Nagi and intimidated. And Nagi kind of thinks, in faux wisdom, I suspect that this is the result of her envy toward Ai-chan, causing her to resort to extremes. And he flashes back to what Hiro said, "It's like it was made for killing." And Sachi kind of chimes in, "I don't really get it, but I get the feeling that she of all people might actually do it." And Nagi's sort of head in hand, what have I done? And Erika stops him, "Hold it. If anyone's going to be killed, wouldn't that be Nagi-kun?" And Nagi just kind of freezes at that. Huh? Think about it. On the day before the festival, in that burning weather when she's swamped with work, you walk up without warning and dare to do nothing but brag to her? And that made her fall behind on her work and get scolded by someone on site. Don't you see what happened? So we are getting kind of a callback, because there was multiple moments last chapter where Hiro was visibly annoyed at Nagi and nothing really comes of it. But Erika is kind of bringing that back. Don't you see what happened? And he flashes back again. It's like it was made for killing. And Nagi's now in a complete panic. She wasn't green with envy. She was knee-deep in the grapes of wrath. And Sachi kind of thinks and agrees. Talk like that would get on your nerves. She's right. Some dude she doesn't even like just started babbling about his love life to her while she's busy. I was being a real pain in the ass. Oh, Nagi, if only you knew. You're not some dude she doesn't even like. Whatever. I was oblivious of her situation and feelings. I was a fool. So high on my horse I lost sight of what was important and said what I wanted to say. How dare you blabber? And then Erika sort of cuts him off. But hey, the summer festival sounds like fun, doesn't it? And Sachi joins in. I know, right? Meguro Myojin's festivals are famous. They got events nobody else has. And Erika sort of reacts, a huge festival like this and Hiro-chan's in charge of it all? That's amazing. So that's the thing, though. I was unaware. I'd been calling the temple the Seigawa Shrine, because I figured, Hiro's family, the Seigawas, are in charge. But apparently Sachi's calling it the Meguro Myojin. I'm guessing Myojin just roughly translates to temple or shrine or something. Maybe I can find that very quickly. Nope, can't quite find anything. I found something on a Cardfight Vanguard character. But either way, it's not called the Seigawa Shrine. It's called Meguro Myojin. Anyway, Erika then kind of chimes in, if Nagi-kun and Ai-chan went, you'd probably die horribly, so why don't we go in their place? And Sachi, ready to party, all right, I love festivals! And Nagi just sort of slinks, slumps over. And then Erika kind of calls out, let's hurry up and contact Hiro-chan. And Sachi agrees, I need to repair a yukata. And then we come to the festival, and yeah, it's pretty big. It's got like big flat screen TVs, it's a whole setup, it's a big festival. Erika points something out, look at that! Is that the watchtower? Those massive screens are amazing! And Sachi chimes in, it's like a concert venue. Bond dances these days are something else. And we see they're both in yukata, their hair's kind of done up, kind of both in, I guess, buns. Is buns the right word? Maybe for Erika, I don't really think for Sachi. But yeah, they both got, Erika's got kind of a, like, floral design on her yukata, and Sachi looks like a fish design. They're both sort of just kind of there. And Erika's just like all raring to go. We're gonna dance there when it gets dark, right? I can't wait. And Sachi sort of looks at her. You're going to the dance too? Is there a meaning there I'm not getting? Like, is the dance specifically for like couples or something? And that's sort of Sachi's confusion. Because I don't know why Sachi would be shocked at that. A dance kind of seems like where Erika would want to go. But maybe there's a cultural thing I'm just sort of missing. Anyway, someone calls out behind Sachi. Well, this is a letdown. And it's Nagi! Soft and chewy cabbage with no crunch. These noodles with little moisture. Forget the red ginger, they even skimped on the other toppings. And he's just sort of complaining about the food here. My umi no te yakisoba's far better than this! And he's also in his own, I think they're all called yukata regardless of gender, right? His is a bit more masculine, obviously. He's got large fishes compared to sort of Sachi's tiny ones, which matches them as like a sibling pair. And maybe ties into this chapter's title of We All Match, maybe? If like Hiro or Ai is also wearing a similar outfit. I don't know. But Sachi kind of gets on to him. This is no time for workaholism. And then she kind of stops. Actually, Nagi, why do you even come? Aren't you supposed to die here? And Nagi sort of laughs at her. To die on Seigawa-san's public stage? That's my biggest dream! Oh no. Oh, you poor boy. And he has this image of Hiro, like, stabbing a knife in him on stage. And that was our blood festival. Now that's chilling. A Japanese summer. And Sachi sort of gets on to him. You haven't learned your lesson at all. What kind of festival do you think this is? Though, death in a festival does tie in with the Higurashi vibe I was pointing out last chapter. But Nagi kind of tells her, of course I was just joking. I need to apologize the right way. And Sachi just looks at him, obviously skeptical. Uh-huh. And then we see Erika over who's, like, trying to play a game. Nagi-kun, they don't take credit here. Give me some cash. And Nagi gets on to her again. And Sachi just kind of sighs at these two clowns. And we see he's like, given 1,000 yen bill to Erika, kind of winks at him. This can be considered part of my living expenses, right? Don't say it like you can get a write-off. And then the two of them, Sachi and Erika in particular, go to play this game. Sachi-chan, let's do yo-yo fishing. This is my specialty. And they get ready to yo-yo fish. And Nagi kind of watches them and thinks to himself, regardless of the reason, the fact is I've been invited to this public festival. So long as Seigawa-san and Ai-chan don't see each other, she should forgive me. Oh, Ai is right about to show up. She is right about to show up. She's going to find Hiro. I'm calling it now. And Nagi walks up. All right, I'll give it a shot too. And Sachi looks at him. You suck at this, though. And then someone calls out to them. Ah, yeah, there's Ai. We all match. I'm not quite sure how she's arguing that, because her yukata is something else there. It's got this, like, cat design. It's frilled at the edges, unlike the rest of the group whose yukata largely go down to around their ankles. Hers kind of stop just below the knees. It's got multiple, like, ribbons. The top part has, like, black lace on the edges. They don't even vaguely match, beyond that they're all wearing, like, traditional clothing. I don't quite know where she's going with that. Anyway, Nagi's just completely stunned to see her there. Huh? And Sachi is, well, what? Ai-chan? And Ai tells them, I heard there was a famous festival here, so I decided to attend. And Nagi kind of stutters out, really? It's been a long while since I've been to a festival in Japan. I've been looking forward to it. And we focus on, like, her prizes she's won, I guess. You already caught a ton of yo-yos. Oh, the yo-yo fishing is fishing for yo-yos. I thought it was, like, somehow fishing with, like, trying to use a yo-yo to catch something. Alright, I misinterpreted that. Looks like you're enjoying yourself. And then she kind of lets out, not only that, I can't believe I got to come with Nagi-chan, too. And she, like, tugs on his sleeve. And Nagi, who's now genuinely panicking here, he thinks Hiro's gonna kill him. Well, we went to one before, didn't we? We bought some glow bracelets together. Yes, I guess, but... And we see Erika and Sachi both getting, like, increasingly uncomfortable at this sort of PDA. And then, I think, Ai sort of blurts out, I know. Why don't we go buy some right now? And Nagi tries to blow her off. Sorry, Ai-chan. Could you just let go for a minute? And then it looks like page 13 is... Oh. Okay. For some reason, my thing was glitching. And page 13 just had the words page 13. And I'm glad I refreshed and was able to find it. Because there's Hiro. With Sachi and Erika looking very uncomfortable at her sudden appearance. And Nagi is now in a state of pure panic. Ah! And Hiro is just completely placid on the surface. Umino-kun, you came? Well, I came to apologize to you. And important to note is that Ai is still kind of holding on to Nagi's sleeve here. And kind of confused at the new arrival. And Hiro walks right up to the two of them. And Nagi tries to apologize. Right. And he introduces them, which seems to be the exact wrong move. This is Seigo-san. We go to school together. This is Ai-chan. We're childhood friends. I was hoping that you two could get along, I guess. Oh, this is gonna end badly. Or it's gonna be like Sachi and Hiro, and they ended up like best friends. One or the other. And the two of them sort of stare at each other, smiling, but like dead-eyed. Pleased to meet you. The pleasure is mine. And Nagi, Sachi, and Erika are all just like panicking. Their eyes aren't smiling. The time has come. Nagi like ready to die, ready to like fight for his life. I've said my prayers. I have to stop it. And Erika, I think, trying to like blow everything over. Well, I guess we should hang out then. The five of us. And Sachi just snaps at her. Are you insane? But Hiro stops her. Sorry. After this, I need to go meet some sponsors. Huh? Really? And then I think this is Hiro still turning to Ai. By the way, Ai-chan, you'll be participating, right? In the cosplay contest? And Ai's kind of confused for a sec before responding, yes, I suppose I will. Which I guess fits kind of what we know about both Ai's job and also her like general vibe. I could see her being a big cosplayer, even if we didn't know she was like an internet personality. But Nagi's sort of taken aback there. What? Cosplay? And Erika looks at him. Did we not tell you? And Sachi's just sort of like disappointed. Look at all our bags. And Hiro then chimes in. That's right. One of the crown jewels of our festival. The open cosplay contest. The grand prize is a pair of amusement park tickets. And furthermore, Umino-kun will judge the winner. That's something you should tell him before the festival. And Leo's kind of like shocked, points to himself. And then Hiro just chimes in, thanks in advance. And Nagi's just stunned. What did she say? Me? Judge? And Erika kind of starts to panic. For some reason, I've got a bad feeling about this. And Sachi looks at her. It should just be business as usual for you. And then it's the fucking Icarus gang. Exactly. We come here every year with our eyes set on this event. And Nagi, who knows their names apparently, comments, Oh, it's Rantaro the rando. And Noburo the nobody? That's brutal. That's fucking brutal right there, Nagi. And I think this one's Rantaro, I'm guessing. Meguro Myojin's cosplay contest is a high-profile event that is reported on by even the news. The media is going to gather here in droves. And Nagi sort of blurts out, how come I had no idea this was such a big deal? And Noburo picks up, Uminoshi, there's more to this world than simply studying. And Nagi starts to get increasingly nervous. No way. Could this be... And he looks at all four girls, Erika, Hiro, Sachi, Ai, all with their own thoughts. There's no way he can sit idly by when it comes to cosplay. Erika's like beaming. Hiro looks determined. I'm going to win this. Sachi is just kind of excited for the most part. I want to go to the amusement park. And Ai is just kind of placidly smiling. I'm going to do my best for Nagi-chan. And Nagi's just sort of head in hands. This is going to be the catfight of all catfights. And then, all of a sudden, someone pokes Erika in Erika's shoulder. Did you whip up what I asked for in yesterday's text? And Hiro sort of puts her arms around Sachi and Erika with this, like, devilish grin. All right, you two, you know what to do. And we see Erika and Sachi look kind of uncomfortable. Or nervous, for the most part. Each with their own reasons, none of them can afford to lose. Next time, the crazy cosplay contest. So, yeah, I mean, once again, I am not happy of Sachi being included on the same stage as Erika, Hiro, and Ai, but that's old news. That's my big complaint. This is going to be the catfight of all catfights, tying Sachi into that. Still bad, has been bad for the past year and a half. But we're all used to it now, I think. There's some good gags here. I especially like just the sudden shock of Nagi being the one in charge of the cosplay contest. Like, you need to tell him these things beforehand. This is definitely like part of Hiro's revenge over what happened last chapter, especially including whatever she has cooked up with Erika and Sachi. But let's see what's going on there as we move on to chapter 76. Just what kind of costume is the chapter title, as we open with an announcer, and the moment you've all been waiting for, folks. Today's main event, the Mega Cosplay Contest, is about to begin. 76th Foul, just what kind of costume? Perhaps it's because the next event features a big-name guest, but it seems that we have more press coverage than usual this year. Is that just about Erika, or is Ai included in there, given that she's supposedly somewhat of an internet personality? It's the Rando Gang! We'll be, it's Rantaro first. I'll be your master of ceremonies today. This is Yonezawa from the Meguro High School Broadcasting Club. And then Noburo chimes in, also bringing you today's program, I'm Takahashi. I'm not entirely clear if, their first names are what Nagi called them in 75, or if it's just that Nagi never actually learn their names. But Nagi sort of looks at them. You're from the broadcasting club? And here are our three judges for today. And it's Nagi, it's Asuma Shion, who we've not seen in a while, doing little mini hearts. And it's Hiro's mom, whose name I think we learned for the first time is Seigawa Asami. But yeah, that's gonna be a little bit awkward. And the crowd is going wild. And Asuma is just sort of gushes over at Nagi. Nagi, it's been a while. Like since last time we got called over by Hiro-chan. And Asami sort of kind of clears her throat. And Nagi, who I imagine is still a little embarrassed after the whole elopement incident, can just sort of only barely mutter out, doesn't this smack of nepotism? And Asami corrects him, not nepotism, budget cuts. And Nagi thinks, even so, why am I on the judging panel? Could it be that Seigawa-san is going for the win? You know, using his open attraction to her as like a scheme. And he has this image of Hiro saying, I guess I'm number one after all, and I'm the organizer. But with this voting system, I can only pick one of them. This is hell. And we see An image of Erika, Sachi, and Ai all kind of getting mad at him. Why didn't you pick me? Die. I hate you. And then, which one was he? Takahashi goes on, and without further ado, on with the show. And then we see a bunny. Like, just a bunny costume. Like a rabbit. Contestant number 1, if you would, please. And Yonezawa announces, oh my, what's this? A bunny? Is she wearing a bunny onesie? And, Nagi looks at it. Is that Amino-san? I'm guessing they're all kind of going to be masking their faces, so, like, Nagi won't be biased or something? I don't know. What is going on here? Right off the bat, a character that turns the meaning of cosplay on its head. The entire venue is astir with commotion. And we see the crowd is sort of really uncomfortable, or sort of confused right now at the bunny. Oh, and it's Erika. How's that, Hiro-chan? I wore the suit as promised. Oh, so this is part of Hiro's plot to, like, make them tank the rankings. And we see a text from Hiro from the day before. Wouldn't it be great if one of us could take the title of the cosplay contest? And Erika has this line, there you are, competitive as ever. And then Hiro tells her, if you want to win, go for the bunny suit. I see. The one they call the ultimate cosplay? Are we doing it? and Erika takes the mic. This isn't a bunny onesie. It's a bunny suit. And she thinks it's all on the line. But that's clearly not what the people in the audience are thinking of with the term bunny suit. And Nagi just, like, has his head in his hands. How did this happen? And Erika tries to rile up the crowd. Come on, you should be cheering for me. And now for our next competitor. Contestant number 2. And it's just Sachi in her, like, school uniform. And Nagi looks at her. Oh, come on. That's just how Sachi normally looks. And Takahashi looks, again? Just what is this? A middle schooler cosplay? Would you believe that? It's cosplay of a middle schooler! That's just kind of sad. It reminds me of the time one Halloween when I was like 13, me and my friend went out, like as our last trick-or-treating as a teenager, parents' biggest fear. It was really lame and really pathetic, and it kind of, this distinctly reminds me of that. But Sachi, we see, is clearly embarrassed by all the attention or by just the kind of lame costume she's in. And Hiro, we see Hiro telling Sachi now, the grand prize amusement park tickets, and Sachi just, I want him. If you want to win, go for the nurse. Alrighty. But despite that, Sachi says, even though she told me that the other day, how can I put something like that together? But I want to go to the amusement park. Oh no, I just read her next line. Her next line, she's putting her fingers together like this, all trying to be cute, and saying, Oni-chan, notice me. Fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck this again. My thoughts are well documented. I don't want to repeat them, but occasionally I just keep on having to repeat them. And Nagi's kind of stunned there. Takahashi picks up. That's no middle schooler. That's a little sister. Ugh. And that makes the crowd go wild. Alright, moving on. Nagi sort of looks at it. I have never, ever seen her act like that toward me. And Takahashi's into it. This is sure to win. Yonezawa continues, well then, on to the next competitor. Contestant number 3. And it's Hiro. We can only see her from, like, the chest up. We see it looks mostly like her Shrine Maiden's robes. But there's some, like, added frills added to the shoulders. She got, like, a bow in her hair. Oh my, is this? I can't believe my eyes. And Nagi's, like, raring to go with this. You've done it now, Segawa-san. A real-life Shrine Maiden in a real Shrine Maiden costume. And it's definitely, definitely a cosplay version of a Shrine Maiden costume. It's not her normal getup. You know, the skirt only goes up to, like, y'all can't really see my legs, but, like, halfway to her knees, it looks like. Her socks are, like, thigh highs instead of her normal, I guess, whatever she would normally wear with her Shrine Maidens get up. It's very, very clearly like a cosplay kind of fetishized version of a Shrine Maiden costume. But we see she's holding these fans that she sort of spreads out. Good grief. Erika-chan and Sachi-chan, they totally failed. In that case, it's up to me to liven things up. And she sort of opens her fan and looks at it, and then does this whole little, like, pose thing, you know, the fans blowing, the sleeves flapping in the wind. It's a whole thing. Y'all are familiar enough with the concept. Is that maybe a money shot? I mean, it's not a full panel thing. We've got this cool, like, there's a lot of detail in that background that we don't normally. It's very sort of stylized background. It's very clearly meant to be a pose, right? And then she sort of comes back to normal and turns out to the crowd. Hey everyone, please don't forget, you're always welcome to visit and pray with us at Meguro Myojin. And there, the crowd goes wild. Yonezawa chimes in. Oh no, this is Nagi's line, who's just a total blushing mess as he claps. Seigawa-san was seriously dancing. And then Yonezawa chimes in. That was beautiful. There we go. It cleanses my heart. Going even further, a front runner emerges. And Asuma's also just going wild now. Oh my god! And Asumi, being very, very non-biased, just clap, clap, clap as loud as she possibly can. There's like all of these pictures being taken of her that Sachi and Erika didn't really get. And Nagi thinks, all that's left is Ai-chan. Just what kind of costume? And we see Hiro confident in her victory now. I'm going to win this. No doubt about it. And then we see Sachi, amusement park. She knows exactly what she wants. And Erika takes off her mask. Not really worried about any of that. Jeez, it's so hot. Doing this for Hiro-chan was super rough. And then Yonezawa and Takahashi take control again. And moving on, contestant number 4. And it's Ai in some kind of lightning-themed getup. You know, she's wearing what looks like a, beyond the lightning, not a super out-of-character dress for her. It's kind of her normal, like, it's still like her normal frills, like the black lace on like the fringes. But it's not super out of the normal for her, given everything else we've seen her in. There are these like lightning bolts all throughout the dress. One on her chest, 2 on like the front side of the skirt, and 2 kind of on her back. It's a getup. I don't quite know what it's supposed to be though. Kind of shocking. Both Nagi and Hiro, Sachi and Erika watch. Huh? That's not a costume, is it? And I'm assuming this is Takahashi or maybe one of them announces, well, what do we have here? Is she a maid? Is she a goth Lolita? Is she one of those high-maintenance types? Regardless of her role, the beautiful girl has made her entrance. And I sort of walked up to the microphone and says, before we get started, I would like to apologize to everyone in advance. And the crowd all kind of murmurs as they wait for her to sort of explain what's going on. And Nagi thinks, what's going on? I'm very sorry to interrupt the cosplay contest just when it was at its peak. And Erika turns back to Sachi. Oh, here's my theory. She's going to make a public claim for Nagi. That's my guess. My guess is public claim for Nagi by saying Nagi should be taken off the panel because he's biased, because she's already confessed to him. Or kind of... No, part of me is like, maybe she'll try to undermine Erika because Nagi's engaged to her. But, like, Erika's not going to win in the fucking bunny costume. She should win. She objectively should win for that outfit. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. Anyway, what's going on with Ai-chan? This is Erika looking back at Sachi. Dunno. But the program originally scheduled for the next event will now be moved forward. Can she just do that? Can she just upend the event? And Hiro kind of panics. For some reason, I'm getting all their names wrong. Huh? That can't be. Wait. If I remember right, we had a guest for the next event. Oh! She was, like, hired to do, like, some kind of musical performance. And she's moving that into her own cosplay contest getup. Cosplay contest routine. Okay, we see the lights all around her, her face on the big screen. It's very, very contesty. She does this like pose with her hand. What? If the crowd kind of murmurs, "No way! It's in the song. I know this song." And Hiro, I'm guessing, did not realize who she was. Sort of is starting to like put the pieces together. Huh? Short Circuit by Mochizuki Ai? So yeah, she's not just an internet personality. She's like an actual known singer. Okay. And the crowd murmurs for a sec, and they all pull out their phones. Holy, I'm gonna record this. Wait, is it really her? What just happened? And we see the press all like taking photographs. But yeah, I'm not mistaken in thinking that she only said she like digs songs on the internet, right? Back in I think 72. What do you do for work? Yeah. Let me see if I can very, very quickly find that line. What do you do for work? What do you do for work? Yeah, she just says, "I sing songs on the internet," is the only implication she has of what her job is. But she's a big pop star. And Short Circuit ties into the theme of her dress with the lightning bolts. So yeah, there we go. And Erika turns to Sachi panicked. "I know this song. It's popular now, right?" And Sachi's just sort of is only now realizing what she's gotten herself into. Yeah. And this is... Oh, Nagi kind of flashes back. This is the song that Seikawa-san said she liked at karaoke. Hey, do you know Short Circuit? It's one of my favorite songs. Oh, I had forgotten about that. I had assumed that was just like a real song, because the song she sang there was a real song. But yeah, I guess it's made up for the manga, I guess. Or Yoshikawa is having her fictional character take credit for a real song, which seems less likely. Anyway, the song that Seikawa-san said she liked at karaoke was sung by Ai-chan, and we see Ai, or we see, Ai mid, like, dance move, and Yonezawa announces, "Unbelievable! I've just confirmed Mochizuki Ai's own official channel has also made a statement. She's the real deal! The singer-songwriter that was once shrouded in mystery has finally revealed her face to the public!" And I think that's our big money shot, with Ai, her face behind her. It's that level of detail Yoshikawa can do when she brings her A game. And yeah, there you go. Ai is sort of announcing her presence on the stage. And page 20 is disappeared again. There we go. And Hiro realizes that she has no unbiased way to win this. No way. And we see like scores of comments. Everyone watches Ai sing. Mochizuki Ai herself. What a surprise! In the flesh, exploding with cuteness. Simply fell in love. She's cuter than her avatar. Oh my god! This is totally crazy. An angel descends. Mochizuki Ai's one for sure. And then she enters into a pose. I think the song over, and just lets out "Zappy Zappy," and there's this electric effect behind her on the tower. The shocking truth, the deafening cheer. Next time, the cosplay contest crown goes to... And yeah, that's where we leave off. Ai revealing she's not just some, like, VTuber. She's a famous singer right now. I'm not quite sure how that will affect the, like, actual drama of the series, how that will affect the interpersonal relationships between Ai and everyone else. But she has probably will probably win the cosplay contest. I still think Erika's little suit should win. I think that was a good bit. Nice play on the concept of the bunny suit. I think Sachi should lose badly. But yeah, honestly, it feels kind of unfair though. I single-handedly changes the setup of the event so that she can steal her way into a win. Feels kind of cheap, not gonna lie. But yeah, she's a big deal. Ai is a big deal. That's the real beat of this chapter. Is that Ai is kind of famous. Yeah, I'm sort of just looping around to that. She's famous. And again, I don't quite know how that's going to kind of continue current events. I don't quite know, like, again, how that's going to interact, how that's going to impact the dynamic between the cast. But, yeah, we know what's up with Ai now. She ended up becoming a famous singer. That's certainly something. But yeah, these chapters in general were a good bit of fun. I liked sort of the earlier kind of panic over will Hiro just fucking kill him or kill Ai? What's gonna, like, is she serious? She was not serious, as anyone with a single brain cell could tell you, but Nagi's never exactly been one for having brain cells. And then yeah, that all leads into the cosplay contest, and all of that is sort of overshadowed by the Ai reveal. And I do like a little bit of setup that we've had in the past. The song exists, and the idea that Ai as a singer has been sort of brought up in the past, but the idea that she's this big is brand new. And yeah, I, again, don't really know how that would impact the characters, but it might be important. It could be important. I imagine it's going to at least be somewhat important later. It also kind of puts her in a similar place as Erika, as they're both kind of, in very distinct ways, famous. Like, Erika is sort of an influencer and kind of rich, and Ai is this big singer. But yeah, that's a new facet of Ai. Not really addressing her sort of viewpoint on love that I've talked about in the past, but it's nice to know more about her, at the very least. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself, and if you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!